Fun. I hope you all are good. So, welcome in this session where we will be discussing questions of AIET 2 for NEET examination. Okay. So, just like previous discussions, I have selected some important questions where I feel like you may be having trouble. So, let's navigate through those questions. So, this is the very first question selected, and this is question number 4 of your paper. Let's read the question and then do it. Velocity time graph for a moving object is shown in the figure. Total displacement of the object during the time interval when there is non-zero acceleration and retardation, right? So when acceleration is not zero or retardation is not zero, in that interval, we have to calculate displacement. Now, let's look at the graph. This is a velocity time graph. In velocity time graph, curve slope will give us acceleration. Here the slope is zero, so acceleration is zero. Here slope is positive, it is accelerating. Here slope is negative, it is retarding. And here again slope is zero, acceleration is zero. Done it? So I'm just explaining it, assuming that you know how to calculate positive and negative slope, right? So if a line makes an angle of acute with the positive x-axis, it is positive slope. And when a line makes obtuse angle with the positive direction of x-axis, it is negative slope. Okay? So, so in this interval, we have to calculate what? In this interval, we have to calculate what? Displacement. Now, in VT curve, how we calculate displacement. So we already know that slope in the VT curve gives us acceleration and area under VT curve gives us displacement or distance. For distance, we consider both positive and negative displacement को हम add करते हैं when we go on to calculate distance. But in displacement, we add area with sign. So if certain area is coming positive and certain negative, then positive and negative with proper sign we will add. But while calculating distance, what we do, we take the modulus of all those areas and then add. That gives us distance. Here we have to calculate displacement. So area under the curve from time 20 second to 40 second. So that area will be this whole, right? So it consists of triangle up to this part, and then there is some rectangular portion like this. Okay, so area, total area अगर आपको निकालना है, then area of triangle half, base is how much? 40 minus 20, that is 20. Height is how much? 4 minus 1, that is 2. Sorry, 3. Now area of this rectangle, this is base is 20 and height is how much? 1. So total it is coming as 30 plus 20, that is your 50 meter. So correct answer will be what? B. So correct answer, let's write it B. Now, rain is falling vertically downward with a speed of 4 km per hour. Okay? So rain is falling vertically downward. With respect to what it's not given, it means it is with respect to ground. So velocity of rain with respect to ground is 4 km per hour in the downward direction. Now there is a girl who moves towards the east direction on a straight road with velocity of 3 km per hour. So there is a girl and she is moving in this direction with a speed 3 km per hour. Again, nothing is getting talked about with, by mistake it happened, sorry. So there was this 4 km per hour velocity of rain with respect to ground, and then there was this velocity of girl with respect to ground 3 km per hour. As there is nothing given about with what respect it is asked. Okay? So we will say it is with respect of ground. Now the magnitude of velocity of rain with respect to the girl. So with respect to girl, what will be the velocity of rain? That is what we have to calculate, velocity of rain with respect to girl, VR minus VG. VR means velocity of rain with respect to ground. VG means velocity of girl with respect to ground. Okay? So if you look at here, velocity of rain is in this direction, वेलोसिटी ऑफ गर्ल को माइनस करना है, सो VG इज इन दिस डायरेक्शन, माइनस VG विल बी इन दिस डायरेक्शन. So this is minus VG, this is VR. We have to add these two, right? So vectorially we will add, and if we go on to add this, direction of rain will become something like this. But here only we have to deal with the magnitude. So just calculate magnitude of two vectors at 90 degree, right? So it will become how much? 4 ka square plus 3 ka square root under. So this will be your 5 kilometer per hour. So correct answer will be what? Correct answer will be your C. Now two tall buildings are 30-meter apart. The speed with which a ball must be thrown horizontally from a window 150 meter above the ground in one building so that it enters a window 27.5 meter from the ground in the other building. अब देखो यहाँ पे डायग्राम बना लो. So for one building, this window is at a height of how much? 150 meter above. So this is 150 meter above. And then there is another wall. It also has a window. Done. And at what height is window from the ground? It is given as 27.5 meter. Now what is happening? We are throwing a ball from one window, and how we are throwing it? We are throwing it horizontally such that it is landing in the another window. So simple case is, this is a question of horizontal projectile where we are throwing a ball from certain height and then it is landing at certain position on the horizontal. Here it's not the ground, here it is window. Okay, so we have to calculate the speed with which we should throw the ball such that it land here. Again, remember it is getting thrown horizontally. Now, how we can calculate it? So if you look at this projectile, it is getting thrown from what height? So for that, you will do 150 minus 27.5 meter. So this will become something like 122.5 meter, right? Correct. So this is this. Now, what is the range of projectile? Range of this projectile is 30 meter. As in the question, it is given two walls are separated by a distance of 30 meters. So this is here 30 meter. Now everything is given, right? And acceleration due to gravity, you already know, will act here. So acceleration here is g in the downward direction. We have to calculate the v here. So if I talk about range, then range can be here written as v into time taken by ball to come to the second window, right? And here horizontal velocity is not going to change because acceleration is only in the vertical direction. So 30 is equal to horizontal velocity with which it is getting thrown into time in which it is landing in the second window. So this is T. Now, if we know T, we can calculate V, right? So let's calculate T. T कैसे calculate कर सकते हैं? When this ball is jumping into the window, second window, what is happening? It is traveling 30 meter in the horizontal direction and 122.5 in the vertical direction. It is covering. Okay. So if we use second equation of motion in the vertical direction, we can calculate time. So in vertical direction, let's use this formula. S equal to ut plus half at square. So taking upward direction as positive and downward direction as negative. So initial velocity in the vertical direction is 0. So this term will become 0. And when ball is coming from here to here, how much vertical distance it is covering? Minus 122.5. Why minus? Because I have taken downward direction as negative. And here again A will become minus G. So half 9.8 into T square. So minus minus will get cancelled. And if you're going to write T, 122.5 into 2 divided by 9.8. So if you're going to solve it, how much will it become? 122.5 into 2 को आप multiply कर लो. So this will become this 5, 4, 1. 145.0 by 9.8 into 10. till now you must have got what is the value of time, because you can clearly see here. If I break it by 2, so this will become 49 and this will become 5. And 49 into 5 is what? 145. So 5 into 5. So this is 5 seconds. Okay. Now this is 30 and this is V, this is 5. So V is how much? That is going to be 6 meter per second. So correct answer will be what? Answer will be your B. Okay. Chalo. Now let's move ahead. A very small block of weight W is pulled at uniform velocity by a constant force F through a string AB. We are pulling it like this. Having a length A, this length is A and this height is B. We have to neglect here height of this block. Okay? So overall we can say that this whole height is B and this is A. Say this angle is theta. So we can easily calculate this thing. Why I'm doing this? Because it will be helpful in our calculation. So this will become how much? A square minus B square ka root under. Now let's read the question. What is happening? NB is at height B above the horizontal surface. Coefficient of friction between block and horizontal surfaces. Now this block is getting pulled in such a way that it is moving with uniform velocity. Okay? So if we are applying a force and still it is moving with uniform velocity, it means net force acting on the block is 0. Now let's write the free body diagram of block. So block is resting on the ground. This force is F. Okay? So its horizontal component will be F cos theta and vertical component will be F sin theta. So from here we can replace this F. है ना? क्योंकि this F we have broken into two part, F cos theta and F sin theta. What else are the forces acting here? So there will be mg acting in the downward direction, and since this block is in contact, normal reaction will act, and this is in the upward direction. And in horizontal direction, since horizontally F cos theta is trying to shift it in this direction, and if there is friction existing on the surface, then friction force will oppose this horizontal motion, and that is F in the opposite sense. So if you write here F cos theta को आप क्या लिखोगे? F cos theta को you will equate it to friction, okay? And what you will do here with this in the vertical direction, n plus F sin theta, n plus F sin theta will be equal to mg. Okay? So from here n is equal to mg minus F sin theta. Now if we go on to the first equation, friction ko aap, you can write it in terms of equation or in terms of its formula. So F is mu into n, friction is mu n. N here is how much? Mg. So here you can write this thing. So it will become how much? Mg minus F sin theta. Sin theta ka value you can put from here. Sin theta will become B by A. Done. And this friction force will be equal to F cos theta. And F cos theta will become equal to A square minus B square divided by A. ठीक है. Now you can solve it and you can calculate mu. So mu का value will become, mg is here given as w. ठीक है. So mu का value will become f root under a square plus, sorry, a square minus b square divided by a by w minus f b by a. So इसको मैं लिख सकती हूँ ऐसे by A. So this A will get cancelled and answer will be F root under A square minus B square divided by WA minus FB. Okay? So what will be your answer? Here if you see, answer will be your B. So this is going to be our answer. Answer is what? Answer is your B. Now let's move on to the next question. A body is initially at rest. It undergoes one-dimensional motion with constant acceleration. The power delivered to it at time t is proportional to. So power ka formula, if you remember, we can write it as work done per unit time, and we can write it also as F dot V. Okay? So here what is happening? Body was initially at rest, and it is It then starts moving with constant acceleration. So acceleration is your constant, it's some constant value. So power delivered. Now, if we see what will be its velocity, since body is moving in one dimensional motion, and if along that line it is accelerating, velocity will also be in that direction. Yani ki acceleration and velocity will share the same direction. It means force and velocity has the same direction. And if that is the case here, then we can write here Fv cos 0. Okay? So our power will be force into velocity. Force is here how much? Since acceleration is A, force will be ma. What will be velocity? So velocity at any time t can be calculated by using equation of motion, and that is v equal to u plus at. So v equal to at because u is 0. Here you can write at. So this is ma square, t is the power. So power is directly proportional to your time. Correct answer will be what? So correct answer will be B. Now, a bucket tied at the end of a 1.6-meter long string is whirled in a vertical circle with constant speed. So there is a bucket, and is this bucket is connected with a string, and then it is whirled in a vertical circle. It is moving in a vertical circle. So you all must have studied vertical circle. Even if you have not, let's do this question. What should be the minimum speed so that water from the bucket does not spill when the bucket is at the highest point? So why there is chance that water will spill out of it? See, if it is moving in a vertical circle, if it is moving in a vertical circle, then at every point, चलो मैं block को ऐसे दिखाती हूँ. So at every point, if it is a part of a circular motion, then at every point, there must be a force towards the center responsible for supplying centripetal force. And in this case, what will be the force? See here, tension force always acts away from the body. So tension upward, here mg is down. Here tension is in this sense, mg is down. And at any random position, tension is here, mg is down. So there tension will always act towards the center. Mg at the bottom will be away from the center, and at any other position, it will have certain component towards the center, except here. Here there will be no component. So centripetal force here can get provided by two force, that is tension and gravitational force. Now, why there is chance that water will spill out? Water will spill out if uh, the velocity of this bucket becomes 0, and there is no force as such present to provide necessary centripetal force, even if velocity is not becoming 0. So as this bucket will go up, tension will have tendency to decrease. So tension, because string will become slack. So as you will go up, tension will decrease. So at the top, even if tension is becoming 0, suppose, because there is high chance it will become, then its velocity of bucket should be here such that mg acting here is able to provide the centripetal force. So here at the top, mg should be equal to mv square by r. Because question here is what should be the minimum speed? So if a speed is more than minimum, then mg alone will not be able to provide the centripetal force. Tension has to be there, not 0. Done hai? So for minimum speed, we make tension 0, and we see that mg is enough to provide the centripetal force in that case. So for minimum speed at the top, you will make tension here 0. अब आप निकाल लो यहाँ से velocity. So velocity here is root under g r. Root under g को let's take as 10. R is here 1.6. So this is root under 16. This is 4 meter per second, right? So correct answer will be what? Correct answer will be your A. Okay. Now let's move on to the next section or next question. When a mass is rotating in a plane about a fixed point, its angular momentum is directed along. So this is a very simple question. If there is a body, it is rotating, suppose like this. Done. So what will be the direction of angular momentum acting? So angular momentum is defined as what? Angular momentum is defined as r cross mv, right? So r is this, mv at this point, if it is moving like this, Then at this point, velocity will be along the tangent. So like this. Now R cross MV, thumb will give me the direction of R cross MV, right? Rule of finding direction for cross product. So R cross V, thumb direction is in outward sense. So what will be the direction of here L? The direction of here L will be outward. That is perpendicular to the plane, right? So answer will be what? Line perpendicular to plane of rotation, not tangent, not parallel, not radius of orbit. So correct answer will be your what? Correct answer will be perpendicular to the plane. That's option D. Now 14. Four particles each having a mass m are placed at the four corners of a square having edge length L. So there is a square. Edge length given is L. There are four equal masses kept like this. Okay? And we have to calculate moment of inertia of system along one of its diagonal. So if you talk about diagonal, this is it. And since here there is 4 point masses, formula of moment of inertia that we are going to use is mr square. Then, so along this line, if you see, this mass and this mass are lying on the line, and that is why for this mass r is 0 and for this mass r is 0. So no moment of inertia because of these two masses. Now let's see what is the r is here, what perpendicular distance of that mass from the axis of rotation. So what is the value of r for this mass and what is the value of r for this mass? So this whole length is how much? This is root 2l. So this half is L by root 2 and this half is also L by root 2. Okay? So moment of inertia of system will be how much? M L by root 2 ka square plus M L by root 2 ka square. So ml square by 2 plus ml square by 2, this is your ml square. So correct answer will be what? Correct answer will be your C. So let's write answer is C. Now the pressure at the bottom of a water tank is 5p. So there is a water tank. Okay? You already know the formula. If you don't, let me tell you. This is the tank. And if it is h height below, depth is h height, then here pressure will be what? If pressure at the top is P naught, then at bottom pressure will be P naught plus rho GH. Rho is density of water, G is acceleration due to gravity, H is depth. H is depth of this point from the top. This is this, right? So in first case, pressure is 5P. So in first case, pressure is 5P. So 5P must be equal to pressure. P is given here atmospheric pressure. So here P naught is equal to P. So P plus rho G H. So value of rho G H is how much? 4P. Now in the second case, what is happening? We are emptying this tank to half of its height. Done. So only half of the water is left. In that case, this layer will become open to the atmosphere. So here pressure will become equal to P. Now pressure at the bottom will be how much? It will be P plus rho GH by 2. So rho GH value is 4P. Rho GH by 2 will become 2P. So this is 3P. So correct answer will be your what? It will be your C. So answer is C. Now, it is water over the top of a fire, then at the same distance on the sides. So there is some water, suppose you are boiling, okay? And what you are observing that air here is more hotter than air here. Why so? Now just see here how the heat will get transmitted to both of these places, place 1 and place 2. So here heat is getting radiated like this. Then since it is boiling, vapor will come out, and vapor that is hot. So through radiation, heat will go here, heat will go here, heat will go all the side because of radiation. And then there is another method, convection. What convection is what? It is method of heat transfer through fluid. Air is also fluid. So air just adjacent to the this container that is here will be warmer. it is more warm, right? So, and you have already studied that something that is more warm becomes light, and something that is light because of gravity effect will try to rise up if there is more heavier things present around. So air above will be really more heavy than air here. Done. So because of gravity, what will happen? This heavier air will fall down and this lighter air will go up. Yani ki that warmer air. So here the environment will feel more warm than this. So this is happening because convection, through convection, here heat is reaching because of convection and radiation, and here mostly because of radiation. So that's all the reasoning. It is hotter over the top of fire? Yes, it is. Then at the same distance on the both sides? Yes, true. Air surrounding the fire conducts more heat upward. To me, it feels correct, but in the answer, like C is given because maybe they are going more into the explanation of here. It must be written as anywhere at any point in the upward direction, both convection and radiation are playing the role, but sideways only radiation almost is playing the role. So maybe that is why they have called it incorrect. But to me it feels correct because if you go into the explanation, uh, all the explanation is reducing to air surrounding the fire conducts more heat upward. That is conducting more heat upward. But again, it may be wrong because it is talking about air conducting the heat. It's not talking about the process. Anyway, so here it's C. But I have explained you the things, what is happening over here. Okay. So answer given is C. Okay. In a region, the intensity of electric field is given as this. The electric flux through a surface in the region is. What will be the electric flux through a surface? So flux का formula you already know, that is E dot ds. Question are too easy, right? E का value क्या लिखोगे? 2i cap plus 3j cap plus k cap. Okay, and dotted with 10i cap. If you calculate its dot product, it will become 20. So Newton meter square coulomb inverse unit of flux, right? So answer will be what? Answer will be your D. So question number 23 has the answer. So here you will write answer is what? B. I just wanted to check. It was B or D? It is D. Yes. Now let's move on to the next. Two parallel large thin metal sheets have equal surface charge densities. So they have equal surface charge densities. Two parallel large thin metal sheets have equal surface charge densities of opposite sign. So it is just like capacity. Okay? The electric field between the sheets. So for capacitor, you already know electric field is written as what? Sigma by epsilon naught. है ना? टू पैरेलल लार्ज थिन मेटल. देखो सारा ही चीज कैपेसिटर जैसा. इन कैपेसिटर वी टेक लार्ज सीट्स. ठीक है. सो फॉर्मूला सिंपली यूज द फॉर्मूला. सिग्मा का वैल्यू आप क्या लिखोगे? 26.4 into 10 to the power minus 12. Epsilon naught is 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12. So correct answer will be, if you multiply it, it will be approximated to 3 Newton per coulomb. So correct answer for 24 will be which one? It will be C. Answer is what? C. Now let us do this question. The electrostatic potential inside a charged spherical ball is given. So there is a charged spherical ball. There is charge distributed in the volume, and potential as a function of R is given. Phi generally is used for indicating flux, but here it is potential. No need to get confused because it's already written. Phi, that is potential, is equal to AR square plus B, where R is distance from the center and A and B are constants. Then the charge inside, density inside the ball is. Okay? So, if we see here, if this is positively charged, say, then at any distance R, potential is given. At any distance R, direction of electric field will be outward directed like this. So, if potential at any point or at any distance r from the center is given, can't we calculate electric field because we already know relation between dV and electric field. That is this. Okay, and here electric field and dr, that is r vector, are in the same direction. So minus e dr cos theta will become minus e dr because theta is 0. So here minus e dr is dv. So electric field can be calculated here minus dv by dr. So if you calculate that here, this is a r square plus b. So this will become minus 2a. This is electric field. Okay. So if we know what is the electric field passing through the surface at this point, then we can calculate flux through the area 4 pi r square. So flux through the area will be equal to how much? 4 pi r square into electric field, that is minus 2ar. So this is equal to how much? 8 pi r cube a. 8 pi r cube a with negative sign. Now according to Gauss's law, flux, that is E dot ds, is equal to q enclosed by epsilon. So can't we do here the same thing? So charge inside this thing will be how much? Will be q enclosed will be equal to minus 8 pi r cube a epsilon naught. Okay? So this is the charge. What will be the charge density? Rho is equal to minus 8 pi r cube a epsilon naught divided by 4 by 3 pi r cube. So this will get cancelled, and this will become how much? Minus 4 से ये 2 times में जाएगा, 3 will go up, then it will become 3 into 2, 6, minus 6a epsilon naught. So correct answer will be what? C. So answer is what? C. Let's do this question. If on the x-axis, electric potential increases uniformly from 30 volt to 90 volt between x equal to minus 3 to x equal to plus 3, the magnitude of electric field at origin may be. So if this is the straight line x, this is minus 3, this is plus 3, and it is said that potential at this point is 30 and potential at this point is 90. But nothing is talked about the direction of electric field over here, and also it's not given that in this direction potential is decreasing the maximum, because the direction in which potential decreases the maximum is the direction of electric field. Now from potential difference, can we calculate electric field? There is one equation, dV equal to minus E dot dl. Done it. So dV here is how much? 60 minus E, dl here is how much? That is 6, and angle we don't know, so let's write here cos theta, and electric field will become how much? Minus E, electric field will be minus 10 divided by cos theta. Now electric field can be what? So here if you see cos theta क्या होता है? Cos theta is less than equal to 1 in magnitude wise if I talk. So let's talk about just the magnitude. So E equal to 10 by cos theta. So this is this. And if I do here, if I divide things 1 by cos theta, then this will be greater than equal to 1. And if I multiply both sides by 10, it will become this. So 10 by cos theta is greater than equal to 10. So basically electric field, this is electric field, will be greater than equal to 10. It can be 10. It can be 15, it can be 20. It is 10 when theta is 0 degree. That is not given in the question. So I will go with D, that is any of the first. So correct answer, what you will write? D. Now, a galvanometer coil has a resistance of 15 ohm and gives full scale deflection for a current of 4 milliampere. To convert it into an ammeter of range this, what we will do? So how we convert galvanometer to ammeter? For that we connect a very small resistance in parallel, okay? And range of range of a meter, if it is 6 ampere, up to 6 ampere, if it can measure, it means here 6 ampere will enter. Full scale deflection current will get received by the galvanometer. That is here 4 milliampere. Rest will pass here 6 minus 4 milliampere, which is near about 6, right? Because 0.004 is very much less than 6. So if you use potential is equal along two instruments being parallel, here resistor and galvanometer both are parallel. So potential drop across them is equal. So let's use that thing, S into 6 will be equal to galvanometer resistance is 15 ohm into 4 into 10 to the power minus 3. Am I correct? So yahan, yes, this is this. So S ka value is going to be equal to how much? If you see here, S into 6 is 60 into 10 to the power minus 3. So S equal to basically 10 into 10 to the power minus 3. That is 10 milliampere. So 10 milliampere in parallel. Correct answer seems like what? 8. So answer will be what? It will be 8. Now, in the circuit element given here, a potential at point B is given. At point B, potential is what? 0. Potential is 0. Then potential at A and D are given as. Potential at A will be what? So let's write KVL from A to B. Again, it is not, we are writing KVL in closed loop. So we will start at the one point and end at another by giving equality sign. Okay. So let me write it for you. VA minus, since we are moving in the direction of current, 1.5 into I ka value is given in the question. Yes, 1 ampere is equal to VB. Since not in a closed loop, we can write it also like this. In closed loop, when we come to the same point, yahan pe bhi VA likhte hain. Because we started from A and we are ending at A. But here we started at A and end at B. That is why like this. So VA will be equal to 1.5 volt because VB is 0. So A we calculated. Next we need to calculate D. If we know the potential of C, we can easily calculate potential of D. So let's calculate C. For that, let's move from B to C. So again, in the direction of current, we are moving. So VB minus 2.5 into 1 will be equal to VC. And VB is what? 0. So VC equal to minus 2.5. Now let's write the same rule or apply the same thing from C to D. So VC plus, as we are moving from low potential to high potential. So we will give a plus sign, plus 2 equal to VD. VC is minus 2.5 plus 2 is equal to VD. So VD is how much? Minus 0.54. So one is 1.5 and another is minus 0.5. So correct answer for question number 23. So sorry, question number 33 should be what? D. Okay. So answer is what? D. Now let's do the next. In the circuit below, cells A and B have negligible resistance. A and B have negligible resistance. This is A and this is B. VA is given, that is 12 volt. And R1 is 500 and R is how much? That is 100. Galvanometer shows no deflection. So no current is flowing in this arm. No current, right? So what will happen over here? Suppose current is going out like this. So it will move like this. It won't go in this arm. In this arm, right? It will keep moving in this loop 1. Okay? So if you apply or if you calculate the current flowing here, so current will be equal to what? If I redraw the circuit for you, so current is flowing in this circuit. In this circuit, this is 12 volt, this is 500, this is 100. Since no current is going in this arm, I have cut it for finding out the current. So if you see here, 500, 100 are in series. So current will be 12 by 600. So that is equal to 2 or 20 milliampere. Okay. Now next thing, if you look at potential drop across this will be how much? It will be equal to this because no current is flowing through the galvanometer. It means along this branch, no current means whatever is the potential of this point, same is the potential of this point. and this point will have potential of positive terminal of this battery. Similarly, whatever is the potential of this will be potential of this, and this will have potential of negative terminal of this battery. So overall, here is the potential of positive terminal of VB. Here is the potential of negative terminal of VB. So potential across 100 ohm is VB. Done? Clear hai? And according to current, potential across this will be how much? I into 100, and this is equal to VB. So I ka value is 20 milliampere into 100 is equal to VB. So VB equal to how much? It is 2 volt. Okay. So answer will be what? It will be which option? That is your B. Okay. Chalo. A battery of 24 cells, each of EMF 1.5 volt and internal resistance 2 ohm is to be connected in order to send the maximum current through a 12 ohm resistor. I've also discussed it in the previous question discussion that if a battery of potential EMF E and internal resistance R has to send maximum current or maximum power through external load, then what should be the case? Small r should be equal to capital R. So here also we are given 24 cells. Each of EMF 1.5 volt and internal resistance 2 ohm. We have to connect them in such a way that in R equivalent of all those cells, that is internal resistance of all those cells, is equal to the external resistance, that is 12 ohm. So let's say we are connecting M batteries in series, M batteries in series, and then in such, how many branches are there? Such N branches are there. So if I'm going to do this, then internal resistance along this will be how much? Internal resistance R equivalent along one branch will be how much? So if there are N cells, then it will become MR. Done hai? And if there are such N number of rows, all are in parallel. So MR resistance in one, another MR, then another MR, such N number of rows are there. So R equivalent will be how much? MR, 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 बहुत सारे MR till N, all in parallel. So it will become what? MR by N, because what you will write here? You will write here 1 by R equivalent, 1 by MR plus 1 by MR up to N. So this will become N by MR. So R equivalent will become MR by N. And this should be equal to how much? This should be equal to 12. Okay. Another thing, total how many cells are there? Total 24 cells are there. So here there are N cells and such N rows are there. It means how many number of cells are there in terms of N? So how many total number of cells are there in terms of N and M? So it will be N into M can be written as how much? It can be written as equal to 24. So now let's solve this question. M into R, small r value is equal to 2, and that divided by N is equal to 12. So this is equal to how much? M by N is equal to 6. Now N into M is 24. M can be written as 6N. So N into 6N is equal to 24. N square is 24, 6N square. So N square will become this by this, that is 4. So N is equal to 2. If N is equal to 2, then M will be equal to how much? N is 2, then M is equal to 12. So there will be how many rows? There will be in one row there will be how many batteries? 12. And in such, how many number of rows will be there? 2. So 2 rows of 12 cells connected in parallel. That is the answer. So correct answer will be what? A. A is going to be your correct answer. Okay. Now let's look at the next question. So a cell of EMF E volt and internal resistance R ohm is connected to an external resistance of R ohm. The potential difference across the terminal. Again, this is a very easy and very common question. That is why I included also, because many of you may have done mistake here, or you just need to remember the thing. So if there is a battery of EMF E and internal resistance small r, then potential difference across its terminal will be equal to EMF. Potential difference across the terminal is equal to EMF when no current flows. When no current flows. जब कोई current नहीं है, then it will be equal to EMF. But if current is flowing in the circuit, as is given in this case, it is connected to small r. So circuit is complete. It means current will flow. Current will be equal to E by 2R. Okay? In this case, what will be the potential difference between the terminal? So this is E minus current into internal resistance. So this is E minus I ka value E by 2R into R. So this is equal to E by 2 volts. So correct answer will be what? Correct answer will be your B. So answer is what? It is B. Now, two parallel plates, each of area A, are separated by two different dielectric as shown in the figure. Equivalent capacitance. If you look at these two capacitors, are they in series or parallel? This is one capacitor. This is another capacitor. They are connected end to end. They are in series, right? So it has a dielectric of 1, that is air or vacuum is there, and it has a dielectric of 2. So let's say capacitance of this is C1, capacitance of this is C2. So what will be the value of C1? C1 can be written as epsilon naught A by D, where I'm taking, this is given as D by 2. A is the area and separation is what? D by 2. So this is 2 epsilon naught A by D. Now what will be the C2? C2 will be K times, the K2 times, that is 2 into epsilon naught A by D by 2. Because when dielectric is inserted, capacitance become K times. Here K is 1, so 1 into tha. Yahan pe K is 2, so 2 into. Now this will become epsilon naught A by D into 4. Let's say epsilon A by D is C, some C. So this is 2C and this is equal to 4C. Since they are in parallel series, we will add them like we add registers in series. So here C equivalent will become, we will add them like in parallel, 4C into 2C divided by 6C, because two things in parallel can be added like this. Okay? So here it will become 8C by 6C ka square. So this is equal to 4, here it will be C square. So this is 4 by 3C. That is 4 by 3 into epsilon naught A by D. So 4 by 3 into epsilon naught A by D, correct answer will be what? A. So answer is B. You just needed to remember the basic formula. Now the effective capacitance between point P and Q of the arrangement shown in the figure. So there is 2 points. Between these 2 points, we have to calculate equivalent capacitance. So whenever 2 points are given along which you have to calculate equivalent, connect a battery between those 2 points. The same thing I have done here. After that, try to see which one is series, which one is parallel. And if it looks confusing, there is another way around you can do. Like always mark the points of different potential. So one point P, another point Q. This point will have some other potential than P and Q. So let's say this is R. This point also will have some another potential with respect to PR and Q. So let's say this is S. Similarly, this let's call it T, and this point will have same potential as Q, because there is nothing here, no electrical instrument, right? So in terms of potential, how many points are there? P, R, S, T, Q. So एक काम करो, P, R, S, T, and Q. Like this I have written. Why up and down I gave it? Because you just see here between P and R, one resistance, capacitance is there, and between P and S also there is one capacitance. So R and S को मैंने ऊपर नीचे कर दिया, so that easily we can add capacitors. So between P and R, one capacitor. Between P and S, another capacitor. So this sorted. Now between R and S, one capacitor. So this is 5 microfarad. This is also sorted. Now this is between R and T. So between R and T, one more capacitor. So this is also sorted. And then this is 2, this one. This is between S and T. So this is also sorted. And then between P and Q. So between P and Q, we have two capacitors. So this is this, this is. Now you can easily calculate C equivalent with this arrangement. If you see carefully here, this is 2 microfarad, this is 2, this is 2, this is 2, 2 by 2, 1, 2 by 2, 1. So this is balanced with a stone bridge. No charge will get stored on this capacitor. So these two will be in series, these two will be in series. If they are in series, we will add them like in parallel. So this will become 2 to 1 and this will become 2 to 1 again. And then these two are in parallel. So we will add them like in series. This is 1, this is 1. So this is your 2. And this became 2, 2. Ye 1 hua tha, ye 1 hua. This is Q and this is P. Again, they are in parallel. We will add them like in series. So this is 2 and this is also 2. And this is Q and this is P. Now these two are in series. So 2, 2 in series will become what? 1. So answer for question number 42 will be what? It should be your B. Okay. So for 42, it is B. Now let's solve the another question. So this is charge supplied by battery in the circuit shown in figure. How much will it be? So let's say there is one battery, and again in terms of potential, let's write the point. So this potential I'm calling A in terms of potential. If this is A, then this can't be A because between this point and this point there is battery, there is capacitor. Let's say this is B. And if this is B, can this be A or B? This can be A because if you go from here to here to here, there is nothing added. So this is also A. So there are 2 points A and B. Chalo, यहाँ पे लिख लेते हैं A and B. Between A and B, what are theirs? Between A and B, there is two capacitors, and also between A and B, there is a battery. So also there between A and B, add a battery of 10 volts. So this is like this. This question is this easier, right? So this is 6 microfarad. This is 5 microfarad. Since they are in parallel, we will add them like in series. So C equivalent is 11 microfarad. What will be the charge? So Q equal to C equivalent V. So 11 into 10, that is your 110 microcoulomb. So question number 43, and answer will be what? B. Answer is what? B. The energy stored in electric field produced by a metal sphere of radius r containing a charge Q is. So energy stored in electric field. So energy stored ka formula, if you like anything that can store charge can be called a capacitor. So if you just in the previous class, I taught you spherical capacitor. So if there was two sphere, one was having positive, negative charge like this. इसका radius A था, इसका radius B था. I told you capacitance is 4 pi epsilon naught AB divided by B minus A. And I also told you what if another spherical capacitor has radius tending to infinity. In that case, I didn't do that, but I told you to do that. Do one thing, B को common ले लो, 1 minus A by B. A by B will become almost equal to 0. So this will become 4 pi epsilon naught A. So if there is any sphere of radius A, we can tell that its capacitance is equal to how much? 4 pi epsilon naught A. Okay? So this is its capacitance. Done it? So energy stored then will be equal to how much? Q square by 2C. So here charge given is Q. So Q square 2 into C. 4 pi epsilon naught R. So Q square by how much it will be? Okay, in terms of K, you have to write. So this will become KQ square by 2R. So correct answer will be B. So here write the answer. Answer will be what? B. Now, a capacitor of capacitance C charged to a potential difference V from a cell and then disconnected from it. A charge plus Q naught is now given to its negative plate. The potential difference across the capacitor will be. So initially capacitor plate it charged to potential V. Let's say in that case, it was having plus Q charge and it was having minus Q. Let's say. And then potential difference was how much? V. So V can be written as Q potential difference. If this distance is d and area of the plate is a, then electric field can be written as sigma by epsilon naught, that is q by a epsilon naught. Potential will be electric field into d. So this is b, right? This is b. Now what we are doing, we are giving to negative place plus q naught charge. What will happen because of this? How we distribute charge in capacitor? So एक चीज देखो, capacitor में we know one thing for surety, that is if one phase has charge plus q, then another will have same amount of negative charge. But here because we are giving plus q naught charge, things are changing over here. तो यहाँ पे देखो कैसे लिख सकते हैं, negative charge how much it is. If I take minus common here, so this will become minus q minus this minus of q minus q naught, and it has how much positive charge plus q. So if we have to make them look like a capacitor, suppose here what I am doing, here I am saying minus q naught. So minus q naught charge I am bringing here, but we have not given positive plate any charge. So let's say on the another surface of plate there is plus q naught charge. So overall on this plate, abhi bhi charge is how much? Q. But just to let it look like a capacitor, its front face I have given plus q minus q naught charge, and its this front face has a charge of negative of q minus q naught. Now let's calculate electric field at any point inside. So electric field at any point inside will be how much here? Here if you calculate, how much it will be? So अगर तुम लोग easily करना चाहते हो तो see here on this plate there is a positive charge only plus q on one surface. So the formula will be q by a 2a epsilon naught. ठीक है? This will be the electric field because of this plate, and because of this plate electric field will be in this direction because negative of this charge I have taken, and value will be how much? Q minus q naught divided by 2a epsilon. ठीक है? So what is going to be the total electric field? So total electric field is this much. What will be the new potential difference? So total new electric field, that is q by 2a epsilon naught plus q by 2a epsilon naught minus q naught by 2a epsilon naught into क्या करोगे? D. Electric field into D. So if you see here, this will become q by a epsilon naught D minus q naught by 2a epsilon naught. ठीक है? So this will become, now this is q d by a epsilon naught b के बराबर है, so this is b minus here I didn't write epsilon naught 2a epsilon. ठीक है? So epsilon naught a by d will become equal to how much? C. So here it can be minus q naught by. So correct answer will be this. Again here in place of q, this will be q naught in all the options. Okay, so correct answer will be what? Correct answer will be your B. Now this is the last question we need to deal with. The electric potential at a point is given. Electric field intensity at a distance r from the origin varies as. So there is electric field in certain region. In terms of x and y it is given. So at this point, suppose you are going to calculate electric field. So its position vector, let's say x and y. So it is at a distance what? It is at a distance r. So r here can be written as what? Put under x square plus y ka square. Okay. Now from potential, how we can calculate electric field? So electric field can be written as minus of d by dx I cap, यहाँ पे v रखोगे, plus d by dy v j cap, plus same thing you will do for k cap, but here since potential only is written in terms of x and y, so let's now do this dxy, k को बाहर ले लो minus k को, this will become k by dx I cap plus dxy by dy j cap. So when we are differentiating with respect to x, we will treat y as a constant. So here k, y will become constant, dx by dx 1, plus here also x will become constant, dy by dy 1, and this is I cap and this is your j cap. So electric field is k x j cap plus y I cap. Okay. Now, what will be the modulus of electric field? So, modulus of electric field will be k square x square plus k square y square root under. So, this is k root under x square plus y square, and x root under x square plus y square can be written as r. So, electric field is directly proportional to. So, correct answer will be what? Correct answer will be your B. Okay. I hope it is clear. I hope it is clear, and I hope I have taken all your doubts. If not, then you can ask me any question in the class if you feel like I have not discussed all. So I will request everybody to keep attending test and to keep looking at lectures, with solution lectures for any sort of doubt. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Take care.